the market is being demolished. But you've got me on your side. Coach Hau is here to help because I'm all about houses and you. This market update has a bunch in it, and I can't wait to get to it, so stick with me on the other side, folks. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Rob Hau. I am a Las Vegas realtor, and I've got the Las Vegas market update for you today. I've got a whole bunch of extra information about where we've been, where we're going. So I hope you stick around for this one. I've got a lot for you. So let's get started. First, I'm just gonna say, have you subscribed to my channel? Because you need a coach. Every team needs a great coach. And right now in this market, what's happening, not everybody knows how to decipher it. So Coach Hau is in the house and I'm ready to help. So please subscribe to this channel. I'm gonna give you about 2 seconds to do that. 1, 2, all right. So a good coach gives you the reality. They're not just gonna, sugarcoat things because they want you to get better. And that's what I want. I want everybody to make the right decisions in their lives. I'm gonna give you the dose of reality, but also the positive encouragement that we all need. So here we go. I'm gonna just swing over to what I open things with, which is that the market is being demolished. It is being demolished, but here's the news, and it's something that I think if you watch my videos, you wouldn't necessarily be surprised. The Fed is doing a controlled demolition. They are taking value out of the market. Now, what are they doing? They're not just taking it and putting it somewhere. No, they're making it disappear, go up into thin air by raising the rates as high as they did, as quickly as they did, and as long as they will be in the future. Now, here's the dose of reality, folks. They are basically saying, we're gonna just wipe out all these gains. 2022, all those gains are gone, done. We don't have those gains anymore. So if you're looking to sell your house at a number that was in the spring of 2022, good luck. Good luck. You need to look at where we really are. And here's the good news. We are still at, 2021 numbers, at least. We've wiped out 2022, but we really haven't eaten into where we were value-wise in 2021. The question is, how far into 2021 will we go as far as value dropping? Is if they keep these rates high and move them up more like they're going to, will we wipe out the 2021 gains? I hope not. I'm going to say again, I have trust issues with how the Fed's handled this, and I'm gonna go over all that stuff too, because I want us to be able to understand and be in the right mindset to be able to take advantage. That's what a good coach does, is helps people, helps their team take advantage when they have the, upper hand. So depending on your situation, that's what you want to look at. Now, if you bought in 2022, your value, the equity that was there is gone, okay? But hopefully what you did is got a great rate. You put a lot of money down and, you're actually not underwater yet because you put a bunch of money down. And also you're sticking around for a while. Okay, you didn't just buy in 2022 expecting that in 2023 you could sell for a profit. Now, there will be investors that got in and thought they could do that, and they're gonna take a haircut. Okay, that's the way investing works, folks. We've been out of reality in a way the last few years because of what the pandemic brought along with those effects was these crazy effects on our real estate market. And so now we're on the other side of that. The Fed is trying to wrangle that. Now, if you take them at their word, and we got to put a little faith in them, because what are we going to do? We got no choice here. They're kind of in control of how this goes. Hopefully, you're going to be okay if you bought in 2022. You're not really looking to sell. Now, if you bought in 2020 and 2021 and you want to sell, you're going to have slim margins. You're going to have slimmer margins to work with. If you really need to get it done, well, I would say get it done as soon as possible before you lose. I believe every day you're losing value in this market. It's not a crash, although you could look at as much as it's gone down as a crash, But as much as and as quickly as it went up, it's basically going back down. These are unprecedented things that are happening. Housing does not move this quickly as it has, and it's all because of unprecedented things like the pandemic that happened, and then the subsequent actions that our government and whatnot took, and then the people that decided, you know what, I need to move and need low inventory and all that stuff. And now we're on the other side of that where the correction is really happening. That's why you would call this a correction. If we can trust the Fed, it's a controlled demolition. They're controlling it, and ideally they don't go overboard with this. Ideally, I mean, my God, I hope they don't. There's no way to know, folks. I just am gonna give you what I see and what we do know. Okay, what we do know is this is happening. It's a controlled demolition. If you bought prior in 2020, and 2019 and beyond, you're in a great shape, and you gotta stop looking at what the numbers were. Like, oh, you missed the boat. You know what? That wasn't your trade. In the markets, and speaking of the stock market, I actually have some news for the stock market, but that wasn't your trade, okay? So just forget about that and look at where you are. Now, the trouble is, if you wanna get something sold right now, is there are so few buyers. You have to attract those buyers. Talk to me, sellers. If you want to find out how you can get this done, you can get it done, but you need to be smart and you need to really take a look at the reality of the situation, okay? So you folks that bought prior to 2021, you should be sitting comfortable and not freaking out that this magic money that was here in 2022 and is gone now was really ever yours. Because if you didn't make the decision to go ahead and sell property at that point, then it wasn't yours. It's sort of like looking back at 2011 and 2012 and saying, man, I should have bought at the low. Yeah, we all should have. Well, I mean, it's crazy how perspective works, because I've been in this real estate business that long that I sure wish I would have, begged, borrowed, and stole to buy everything I could possibly get my hands on back then. But wasn't my trade. I could only make the trades that I could when I had the opportunities to do so, okay? I'm gonna get to the market update here in a moment, but looking ahead, the rates are gonna keep things at a medium pace at best for probably a number of months, if not a couple of years, if they continue to do what they say they're gonna do. The Fed, Federal Reserve, they're gonna move those rates up in February and March if they say they continue to do what they say they're gonna do, and hold them high for the rest of the year. And then maybe if they do start bringing them down, I just don't think we're gonna see rates below 4% for a long time, for a number of years. Hard to know how long, but I think that basically what you're gonna see is there'll be better rates than they are now, but it's not gonna be like crazy, great, super great rates. It'll be okay, but the prices will have stabilized to sort of make up for a little bit of a higher rate, and now you're not paying those obviously 2022 numbers, maybe somewhere in the 2021, value territory, maybe, let's hope. So again, folks, if you're thinking of selling, you want to get it done before you don't have a maybe on your hands anymore and that value is gone too. Hard to know. And I just want to put that out there. What I do think is easy to know is that this situation, we're not just going to, get out of what's happening and then suddenly ramp back up. I don't see that coming. I don't see us being able to just, boom, all of a sudden we're running for the back to 2022 numbers. It will take some time, just like it did in 2008. Very different circumstances and very different way that happened, but it took years for that value to come back and for us to supersede the highs of 2006. That's where we last had a high, and it took years, but it did happen. I think that same thing will happen, but it's gonna take time. So Friday, the stock market was way up, okay? The stock market got news on payrolls being slightly down. This is something the Fed did wanna see. Payrolls going down. It's very slight, but nonetheless, the stock market loved it and decided they were gonna have a rally. I would be careful looking at that as the stock market turning and shooting the other way for a long term. A lot of times in down markets, there are rallies that trick people, basically. Now, look, I'm not a big stock market person, so don't really take what I'm saying as, as the, gold standard or anything, but I just gonna throw that in there. My thought, what I've noticed, what I've been told by people who are stock market people. You see these rallies in a down market and, sometimes it can trick you. So be careful. On Thursday, they came out with the job market numbers and those were up. The job market is still strong. And so that's not what the Fed wants. So we got a little bit of a mixed bag, and that's probably why on Thursday it was like, eh. And then Friday, some good news, and everybody just wants good news. Everybody wants to feel good. That's how the stock market can work sometimes. It's crazy to me, but it is true. It's crazy to me that the Fed wants to have people lose their jobs. They need a down job market, because here's the deal. When you have people selling properties at high prices, like what you would do if you sold your property in 2022, you now have a lot of extra money. You can go out there and buy things, and that creates more inflation. So they want to stop that. Also, when the job market's strong for people, that means that employers have to compete stronger to pay those people, and people are getting more money, and now they're being more free with their money. So what they want to see is the job market not be so great for those looking for work. They want it to be a harder market so that employers don't have to compete as strongly and pay and raise payrolls. They want payrolls to go down. It's crazy. I know. We should all want positive things, but again, when you're trying to snag back a whole bunch of money that you put into the system and make it go bye-bye, this is how they do it. It's like the one tool in the chest. It's a hammer. Go grab the hammer. Anyway, that's that was my intro into all those thoughts. And now I'm gonna go over the market, the numbers that came out from December to January, December 2022 into January 2023, where we are now. All right, let's look at it. We got the good and the bad and the ugly here, all right? There were 1,534 units sold in December. That is down 51.7%. It's like everybody fell asleep, nobody's buying anything. And some of these escrows were from months prior. Some of these are, they were started in November, if not even sooner, and they finally closed in December. I think January numbers are gonna be down too, but we have 50% down from 2021 as far as units sold. And keep in mind, in 2021, we didn't have enough inventory to cover the units that people did want to buy. There was like 3,000 units sold, more than 3,000 units sold in 2021, but there wasn't enough for people to buy. The inventory was so low. We got new listings coming on, 1,677 total units available. This is just for single family units, by the way, 6,211. It's up 176% from the year prior. So inventory, surprise, is going up. Surprise, shouldn't be a surprise. We have 4 months of inventory, and quite honestly, we're gonna see a big jump in that, I think, as we go through in January. That's what I've been saying. I think I'm gonna have my prognostication, maybe the next video, I'll have it in January, obviously, for January to February. So I'll kind of touch on where I think things are there. The condos in townhouses, only 392 of them sold. That's down 52.6% from the year prior. The interesting thing is here, median home price went to $425. It was at $430 and change in November. It's now at $425. So we only dropped by $5K. I would say that has a lot to do with the fact that there's not a lot of activity happening, and the sellers are still holding the line. And this is proven in the new listings as well. Sellers at median price, the median list price is at $449, which is actually up 3.5%. So sellers are putting their properties on the market for too much. Just they are. I guess if you want to try to sell your property at that price and you want to hold out, what you're hoping is that it's a new year, January, things are happening, and these buyers are going to come out of the woodwork and buy your property. I think there's a lot of dreaming going on, folks. I hate to say it, but there are positive signs. And it's not as if I want things to crumble. I just think that this is not really reality. I think reality is going to hit in the next 2 to 3 months here. Median price on the condo townhouse actually went up 2%. There's a reason for that is because so many people have been booted out of the single family price because of the interest rate going so high. So they're looking at townhouse and condos to purchase. At some point, that's going to decay as well, but it's again a good positive sign. For the limited amount of things that were sold, this is what's happening. And median list price on those condos went up to $270. That's a 10.2% increase. I guess, I think some people are gonna be in for some bitter taste here. So not a lot of new listings on the market, coming on the market, but there's a lot that are still being hung over, that aren't selling because we had such a slow bit of December there. So we had 1,677 units come on the market. That is minus 20% from the month prior. I would say that's not a surprise. Nobody wants to sell right now. That message is out there, but we're gonna start to see inventory climb up quite a bit. And that is going to happen probably from January to February. We'll see. What I'm seeing is a whole bunch of stuff come on. We'll see if that's true. And I'm seeing a lot of hangover as well. We got 4 months of inventory. It's actually down a little bit from the month prior. Again, you had a little bit of go off and not much come on, so we're sticking at 4 months. This is a positive thing overall because it shows that people are not just, trying to desperately sell. This will change over time, folks. This will change, and this is the dose of reality I'm here to give you, okay? These things right now that are happening, when we have these slow movements and it looks like, oh, that's pretty good, and list price is still, actually climbing, and we're not dropping incredibly on the median home price. If people start to get desperate, if the Fed gets what it wants, then you will start to see what I would call pre-foreclosure sellers. Before they get into a point where they can't make their mortgage payment, they're just gonna sell their property with the equity that they have in there and, get out. Now, then we may be a little ways off from those folks, but I think that we're gonna have what is a traditional time of people putting their properties on the market with a relatively slow buyer market. A really slow buyer market. I'm expecting that buyers are just not going to want to get in any kind of numbers, and also that these buyers in Vegas, a lot of our buyers come from California. So if you don't have those buyers coming because they can't get their homes sold, then we got a little bit of an issue. So this continued slow movement is going to happen, and it's going to start to show up. It just hasn't yet. Here's something that I would say is a really important number that would reflect what I'm saying, that things are really changing and we just aren't seeing it quite yet. Time on market, 30 days or less, 40.8% of the closings, 30 days or less. Only 40.8% are selling in 30 days or less. So it's taking longer to sell homes. And the month prior was 47%. The year prior was 75%. So 75% of the homes in 2021 were selling in less than 30 days. Now 40.8% of them are selling in less than 30 days. That is the number that I think we should be most concerned about, is how long it's taking for properties to sell, because it will continue to hang over inventory when we don't have the buyers, when we see these low numbers as far as number of closings are concerned. If you made it this far, first of all, give yourself a gold star. This was a good long update for you. If you want a more detailed market update, Tuesday, January 10th, Angela and I at 11 a.m. will be going on and going over in detail the numbers. It's good to get her perspective as well. That's why we do it. You don't want to live in a box on these things and just be anecdotal with your information about what's happening in your world as a realtor. So we get together and we do a more detailed market update. So I hope you join us for that on Tuesday on her channel, Angela O'Hare. I tell her all the time she should be using this tagline because she's everywhere. Angela O'Hare, she's everywhere. Just look up that name. You'll find her on YouTube, just like you found me here. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps. I'm here to coach you through whatever happens next in this real estate market. I want you to keep a positive mindset. I want you to keep perspective as far as what is really happening, because the world is not ending, folks. We have had a massive run up in real estate in Las Vegas, and now we're giving back some of those gains. What we want to do is take advantage of what we can, when we can, what's important to us in the moment. That's what I'm here to help you do. Remember, I'm Rob Hau, and all I care about are houses and you. So I'll see you on the next one, folks. Have a great day.